Courage in Ender's Game. The name Bean certainly does not sound like the name of a courageous individual. However, this character possesses a bold spirit that allows him to stand up for what he believes is right. He treats his rivals as though they were equals, even though they are older. Bean shows little weakness or fear, despite all that is going on at the battle school and the command school. Bean from the classic science fiction Ender's Game is in fact the most courageous character in the novel. Bravery does not require recognition, as the common misconception suggests. It may sometimes be the very opposite. Recognition sometimes causes one to be brave and draw attention, which is sometimes unwanted. Quote, Bean pushed off at a great speed, in a line almost parallel to the door. When he reached the corner of the room, he pushed off again and rocketed straight out towards the enemy. Though he was called by Ender to check the scene, Bean had to gather some courage to take the risk of being noticed by the enemy. In this instance, his actions helped the dragon army to win. Age or physical appearance do not determine if one possesses courage. Even if his rivals were much older, stronger, and treated better, Bean treated them as if that did not bother him as much as it truly might have. While joining battle school, he is around the age of 4, while most of the others already there linger around the ages of 6 to 12. He is careful not to involve himself in fights, because he knows doing so will only cause trouble. Bean demonstrates courage emotionally and internally, rather than physically. Despite all that is going on at the battle school, and especially command school, Bean showed little fear. Even when he did, it was hidden and eventually overcome. When the simulated battles at command school began, Ender was putting so much work on Petra that she emotionally snapped. Quote, Ender knew at once that he had pushed her too hard. Because of her brilliance, he had called on her to play far more often and under much more demanding circumstances than all but a few others. Eventually, others started to crack under the pressure. Ender also trusted Bean because of his intelligence, and so he was likely pressured the way Petra was. However, even under the pressure of battle and hard work, Bean was able to keep his composure and did what he had to do. Without Bean and many of the others who fought the battle, hopes of winning may have been futile. One could argue that Bean is not the most courageous character. One could say that he is impulsive in his actions and words. He is self-centered. Quote, I can be the best man you've got, but don't play games with me. Or what? Or I'll be the worst man you've got, one or the other. The truth is, he's not impulsive, but is protecting himself through words and actions. He is demonstrating the skill that he has the skill to be commanding and logical, which is essential during battle. Putting on this mask of authority might seem like it is hurting Bean, but will help him earn respect in the long run. He needs to earn respect in order for others to take him seriously, to make up for his lack of height and physical appearance. It could also be argued that another character or characters are more courageous than Bean. For instance, Ender and Valentine are both placed in tricky situations that force each to make crucial decisions. There's no doubt that they have courage. They still have family and friends, which drive them to be courageous. However, there is no family or home mentioned in Bean's past. His history is relatively cloudy, leaving questions of how he got to the battle school in the first place. With this in mind, it is also possible that he does not have anybody to return to or have to encourage him. He faces the reality of the brutal world at the age of 4 or 5, with barely any friends. In conclusion, judging a book by its cover can produce incorrect inferences. Even a child as small and seemingly insignificant as Bean can show a massive amount of valiance. Through actions and thoughts, he demonstrates a more subtle but important example of what it means to be courageous.